I thought she was just using Uber to avoid parking stress. Turns out, she was riding more than just the car. Let me preface this by saying I honestly never thought I'd be that guy posting on Reddit about his wife cheating with some random driver. Yet, here I am. And man, if you're reading this, maybe you'll see the red flags I missed. Maybe you won't end up blindsided like I did. I'm 34, she's 31. We've been married 5 years, together for 8. No kids, just a shared apartment, 2 cats, and a bunch of memories that feel like lies now. We met at a friend's birthday party. She was witty, sharp, loved traveling and music, and could go from sarcastic to affectionate in a heartbeat. That unpredictability was intoxicating at first. Now, I realize it was a warning. Things were solid, or so I thought. We had little arguments like everyone else, but nothing out of the ordinary. She worked as a freelance stylist, always going to client shoots, sessions, boutique visits, you name it. I work from home in tech, stable job, flexible hours, good income. I thought that gave us a nice balance. About a year ago, she started taking Ubers more often than usual. She said parking was a nightmare, and city traffic stressed her out. Fair enough. One driver kept popping up, Andre. She mentioned him casually at first, said he was the only one who didn't smell like fast food or actually played decent music. It felt harmless. Hell, I even joked, "You're going to end up tipping that guy a ring one day." She laughed, too hard. I didn't think much of it. Why would I? She'd text during rides, call him reliable, and once or twice even said he'd saved her from being late to a client shoot. I chalked it up to convenience. Looking back, it's insane how obvious it was. So here's when things started to really tilt. About 2 months ago, she started getting weird with her phone. Like, turning it face down every time she was around me, lowering the volume to near silent when a message popped up, walking into the kitchen or bathroom to answer a call. I asked her about it once, casually, not accusingly. She rolled her eyes, called me paranoid, and told me I needed to get a life outside of stalking her phone. That stung. But I let it go. Then came the night everything changed. She said she was heading to a friend's party across town. She looked extra dressed up, even more than usual. Heels, new lipstick, black dress I hadn't seen her wear in over a year. When I asked if I should drive her, she gave me a sharp no. I already booked Andre. I don't want to wait around. Cool. Fine. I stayed home, worked a bit, ordered takeout. Around 10 p.m., I realized I'd left my wallet in her glove box a couple days earlier when we took her car to a shop. Figured I'd take a walk and grab it, since the car was parked near the edge of our block. As I rounded the corner, I saw her car wasn't there. Weird. But then, something caught my eye, 2 cars down the street. A black Toyota Camry. Hazard lights on. My gut screamed. I got closer. That's when I saw them, her, in the backseat of the car, straddling someone. Steam on the windows. Her dress was hitched up. The driver's face was clear as day. It was Andre. For a second, I didn't move. I didn't breathe. Then I took out my phone, snapped a photo, and walked away. I didn't confront them, not yet. I wanted her to lie first. I needed to hear the garbage fall out of her mouth before I shoved the truth in her face. She came home a little after midnight, smelling like cheap cologne and half-melted makeup. I was sitting on the couch, lights on, photo still pulled up on my phone. I didn't say a word. She walked in, tossed her purse on the table, kicked off her heels, and said, "That party was so boring. I should have just stayed in." I just looked at her. Calm. Silent. She raised an eyebrow. "What?" I asked. "How was Andre?" Her smile vanished for a second, but only for a second. Then came the smirk. What's that supposed to mean? I shrugged. Just wondering if the ride was worth the dress. She narrowed her eyes. Are you seriously jealous of my Uber driver? I held up my phone with the picture. Didn't say a thing. Just let the moment breathe. Her face went pale. Then red. Then full defense mode. You followed me? What the F***K is wrong with you? No apology. No guilt. Just full-blown hysterics. She grabbed the phone, tried to delete the photo, but I pulled it away. Nope, I said. That's coming with me to the lawyer. She screamed, you're insane. He was just comforting me. We didn't do anything. Comforting you with his tongue down your throat. I snapped. Classy. She started pacing. This is why I can't talk to you. You twist everything, you spy on me, no wonder I need someone else to talk to. Boom. There it was. The slip-up. I stood up, walked right past her to our bedroom, and started packing a bag. She kept shouting behind me, crying 1 second, swearing the next. She tried to block the door, begging me not to throw everything away over one mistake. But I'd already decided. I was done. I left that night. Took only what I needed, laptop, some clothes, my dignity, barely. Crashed at my brother's place. He didn't even ask questions. Just handed me a beer and said, tell me when you're ready. It took a couple of days. In those days, she called me 37 times. Left voicemails crying, screaming, blaming me, begging me. Her greatest hits included. It didn't mean anything. I was drunk. You've been so distant lately. He listens to me. You don't. Are you really going to throw everything away? Yes. Yes, I was. On the third day, I got a message from Andre. Yep. The driver. Hey, man. Didn't know she was married. I'm sorry. Bullshit. I replied, you picked her up from my driveway. No response. She even tried dragging mutual friends into it. Told them I was paranoid, controlling, emotionally distant. Classic projection. One of them texted me, bro. She told me you were cheating on her. That's why she started talking to Andre. I laughed out loud. I hadn't so much as flirted with a barista in 5 years. And I sure as hell wasn't dumb enough to cheat in my own damn car. But that's how she worked: lie, deflect, guilt trip, repeat. The more I thought about it, the more I realized, this wasn't a single betrayal. This was just the final one. It's funny how fast everything unravels once the truth is out. She kept calling. Texting. Blocking me, then unblocking me just to send another paragraph of emotional whiplash. First, I was the love of her life. Then, I was a cold, soulless robot who never showed affection. Then, I was a coward for walking away instead of fighting for us. I guess in her mind, fighting for us meant letting her screw a guy who played Dua Lipa on full blast during every ride. I stayed silent. I didn't block her, not because I wanted to keep a line open, but because I wanted her to see what real silence looks like. I contacted a lawyer the following week. Told him everything. He didn't even flinch, just asked me 2 questions. Any kids? No. Any shared property? Just the car. And my name's on the title. Easy. Clean. Cold. The paperwork moved fast. When she was served, she sent a text that simply said, "Wow. So that's it? No apology. No remorse. Just shocked that the man she gaslit for months had the nerve to stand up and walk away." That was the moment I felt it. Peace. Not happiness, that would come later. But peace. That quiet clarity when you realize the chaos is behind you and you're finally walking towards something better. The day she came to get the rest of her stuff, I wasn't home. I left the keys with a friend and told him to sit in the driveway while she packed. I didn't want her in my space anymore, not physically, not emotionally, not even for a minute. She left behind some of the dumbest things: a half-burned lavender candle, a chipped mug that said "wifey material, irony's dead," and a drawer full of old receipts and love notes I had written years ago. She didn't even take the framed photo from our honeymoon. She just turned it face down on the table like it was easier to erase the memory than to carry it. Fine by me. I started focusing on rebuilding. Small things. Getting up earlier. Hitting the gym again. Cooking real meals instead of microwaving sadness. And people started noticing. My friends, who had quietly suspected something was off for a while, rallied behind me. My mom called more often. Even my boss, who once jokingly called me married to the job, said I seemed lighter. Freer. One night, while out with friends, someone asked me, what was the breaking point? I thought about it. Was it catching her with the Uber guy? Was it the night she lied about yoga? No. The real breaking point was me finally believing I deserved better. A month after the divorce papers were signed, I sat down and wrote everything. Not for her. For me. I posted it, anonymously, on Reddit. On a whim. I titled it "My Wife Left Me for Her Uber Driver" and hit publish. I didn't expect anything. Maybe a few comments, some sympathy from strangers. But the post blew up. Tens of thousands of people read it. I started getting messages, people thanking me for being honest, for telling a story they were too afraid to tell themselves. A local podcast reached out. Then a newspaper columnist. Then a media company that offered to buy the rights to adapt it into a short feature. Within 3 months, my inbox was a jungle of offers. I signed a deal with a publisher. The story turned into a memoir. Then came the royalties. Speaking gigs. Interviews. My name, once just another guy in a painful marriage, was now associated with resilience, with honesty, with self-respect. And for the first time in my life, I felt proud to be alone. One night, I got a message on Instagram. It was her. All it said was, "I saw your story. I didn't know you could write like that." I didn't respond. She had her chance to know me. The real me. The one who loved her through all the storms, even when I was drowning. And she left that version of me in a car on some side street, broken and betrayed. So here's what I'll say to you, whoever's reading this, whether you're where I was or fearing you'll end up there. Never ignore the quiet in your home. Trust your gut, it whispers before it screams. And remember, sometimes the worst thing that happens to you becomes the best thing that ever happened for you. Because I didn't just lose her. I found me. And this version of me? He's unbreakable.